Greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor. How we all doing on this wonderful Tuesday? Yes, it's a Tuesday. Just got through watching the Yankees wrap up Game 2. Once again, Boone proving he is a absolute moron as far as a manager goes. You know what I'm talking about? There's no reason for Luke Weaver to be in that game. Bring in Ian Hamilton, give him a shot, get him a little action. This kid pitched 5 outs last night, and then you forced him into almost a 20 pitch, whatever. Boone's an idiot. Anyway, we're here to recap Week 6 and Week 7's picks. Well, like I said last week, I hate Week 6. And as you can see, Week 6 did not disappoint. How do I know that? We went 7-7, and we went 8-6 in the over and unders. Just a 500 week. I mean, what else you gonna do? What else can you do there? So that's how we look for Week 6's picks: 7-7 and 8-6 in the over and unders. Like I said, you talk about an interesting week. I mean, I always wait on Tuesdays. I start prepping my show as soon as Aaron Rodgers comes on McAfee. I want to hear what he has to say. He had a lot of interesting things to say today, including, here's my buddy here, who's just decided to join us. Looks like a little malfunction going on here. Okay, I think we're okay now. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where to start. Okay, the latest news that was just in, the last news that came in was Amari Cooper going to the Bills, which just made the AFC East even more interesting. Now that the Jets have acquired Adams. So you got Rodgers hooking back up with his number one guy from, I mean, the stats, just go back and look at the stats of these two guys. 2-4. You ain't out of this yet. As a matter of fact, just to be honest with you, I was doing this week's picks, and I actually switched one. After the trade was finalized today, I went back and changed. I took the Jets instead of the Steelers on Sunday night. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, here we go. Jets are right back in prime time, man. By no stretch of the imagination are you guys out of it yet. Amari Cooper to the Bills definitely didn't help matters, but man, if the Yankees can just get, if the Jets can just get this shit together, man, maybe this week with practice and a few more reps. Now you're bringing a new guy in. Let's be honest, the kicker didn't do any favors for you guys on Sunday night. Monday night. That's for sure. Rodgers said today that guy he ran the wrong route. That's why he fucking fell over, because he was in the wrong spot for where the ball was supposed to be. So anyway, not passing blame. He just was asked the question. He flat out answered that, and that's why I respect Rodgers. He ain't throwing anybody under the bus. He takes as much accountability as anybody else does in the game. He's his own toughest critic. So yeah, with the Jets busting out, Amari Cooper going. Now there's talk about possibly Mr. Crosby leaving the Raiders and going to the Lions. Now that Hutchinson's down and out for the year, they need to fill that void. When you lose your star on defense, man, that's hard to make up. That's hard to make up, especially approaching midway through the season. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's recap Week 6, go over our picks and see how we did here. If you're new to the show, just coming in, man, feel free to drop something in the live chat. Get it going with you. Let me know if you did some picks or whatever. just say, hey, I'm from wherever. Love to know where you're from. So if you're here for the first time or second time, third time, doesn't matter. Hit the like, hit the follow, give us a rant if you feel like it. Chime in, man. Let's go. We can multitask. We can kind of talk to you and do the same thing that we always do. So before we get into the week 6 picks, let's just go over where we're at as far as the leaders. Passing, you got Geno Smith leading the league in passing with 1,778 yards. Not bad for good old Geno, man, on a 3-3 team, playing his ass off. Another guy playing his ass off and leading the league in touchdowns is my man Baker Mayfield. And how about them Bucks putting up 51, second highest total in team history. Yeah, he's got 15, and Love is right behind him with 12. And believe it or not, Joe Burrow's tied with him with 12. So, receiving yards, Collins out of Texas, the Texans, 567 yards. Actually, Chase is 565 from the Bengals, and then you got Godwin for the Bucks at 511 coming in at third there. Receiving touchdowns, you got Kittle with 5. Everybody's got 5. Chase, Lazard, Evans, Godwin. They all got 5 touchdowns. Rushing yards, Derrick Henry, man, holy Christ, man. If I knew he was going to be this good, but then again, we already have a running back problem in Tampa, man. This is the first time we ever had a running back problem. I'll gladly take it though. But Derrick Henry, 704 yards. Oof, going into week 7, man. That's brutal, and that's with a bye week. That's with a bye week in there. So he's only played 6. Mason for the 49ers, second, 609. The only guy close to him. Rushing 10 touchdowns. Derrick Henry's got 8. Interceptions. McKinney for the Packers has got 5. Defensive tackles, you got Spillane for the Raiders leading at 62 with Wilson 61 coming in. And your sack leader is done for the year at 7.5. Hutchinson for the Lions. So coming up, all they need is a half a sack. Is McDonald for the Jets or Lawrence for the Giants at both at 7. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Early in. To me, that's kind of, sacks are, I guess that's probably on pace for a normal season, I would say. Anyway, there's your leaders. And let's take a look at week 6. Let's see, who did we win with? We won with the Bears, Colts, Texans, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Washington, by the hook. The Packers and the Bucks. We lost with Seattle, Denver, figures Denver. The Panthers, Giants, thank you, Jets. Oh, man. And, of course, the Eagles. They did not cover. Bums. And then we went 8-6 in the over and under. So we didn't do too bad. I mean, Niners Seattle was a close game, 36-24. Then you had the Bucks putting up 51-27 on the Saints. After that, incredible. I don't know what happened in that second quarter with Tampa Bay, man. But holy shit, 27 unanswered points in the second quarter just lit me up at halftime, man. I was livid. Then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, man. Floodgates open, and it was like Katrina coming back in, man. It was nuts. Good old Jaguars. Glad I went against them. Bears are hot. Bears are hot at 4-2. They beat up on the Jags in London, 35-16. Packers, no problem over Arizona, 34-13. Colts win over the Titans, 2017. Eagles over the Browns, 2016. Texans pounded New England, 41-21. Commanders played a tough game. I mean, you lose the game 30-23 in Baltimore. There is nothing to be ashamed of there, for sure. Nothing to be ashamed of, man. Commanders are playing really, really good football, and they're sitting at the top of their division. Chargers outlasted the Broncos in a decent battle, 23-16. Steelers upended the Raiders when they decided to play football in the second half, 32-13. Falcons. I thought the Panthers would be a pain in the ass this week, but yeah, they were to me. Instead of beating the Falcons, they lose to the Falcons by 18, 38-20. Lions. Who did they play? Oh, the Lions played the Cowboys.
I was wondering. 47-9 on Jerry Jones's birthday. Happy birthday, boss. How you doing? And he wants to fire the guy from the radio station. In a slugfest, the Bengals 17-7 over the Giants. And then that Monday night insanity game, Bills over the Jets 23-20. Your teams that were off were Kansas City, the Rams, Dolphins, and Vikings, all coming back this week. But ladies and gentlemen, man, that Monday night game was insanity, man. I don't know what's going on with these refs. Are they getting paid per call now? Maybe they're on that kind of a system where every call they make, they get paid. They get a little extra here, a little extra there. Guys, they penalties outrushed the two running backs. The Jets had 159 and the other guy had 139, and the offensive yards due to penalties was 204 yards. That's a lot of fucking penalties, man. A lot of them. And if you take that into account of how many penalties there were, 23, 24, I'm not sure. I think 22 accepted. I'm not exactly sure the number, but it's in that ballpark. Look at all the non-calls, all the calls they didn't call that were just like, what am I watching? First of all, there was a play, I think it was just before the end of the half or something. Allen was scrambling around and then ran towards the line of scrimmage and threw the ball upfield. The guy caught it and cut across the field. All right. They never went to the replay. I'm howling like a wolf in heat going, why didn't you watch? He stepped over the line of scrimmage on that play, and the refs blew it. I seen it. I know I seen it. I couldn't wait for the replay to come up just to confirm what I saw. And guess what? They didn't even show the replay. They never showed the replay. The only part of that replay they showed was the part where he caught the ball. They never showed Josh Allen because, and I'm going to, why ain't the guys in the booth saying something, man? I mean, because it was that close. If you were watching it from there or whatever, you could see it. But if you go back, you rewatch the game, watch for that play, and he's over the line. So that play should have been null and void right there. But you can't be missing 36 yarders and 43 yarders. I know it's tough kicking in that place. I know it's kicking it, but you got to be ready to play in Giant Stadium, man. Especially when the weather's getting a little screwy there in Jersey. Like the people. Anyway, let's move on. All right, going into week 7. So far through 6 weeks, we are 51 and 41. Now, out of that 51 and 41, we have 8 losses by the hook. We lost 8 games by that half point in that 41 losses. So, I know, you take 8 out of there, man. That's a whole different ballgame. We're looking a lot better. And we're just above 500 in the over-unders. I just do the over-unders for shits and giggles. I really don't keep track of it. I mean, I see how we do and all that. But yeah, 8 and 6 last week against the over-unders. We did pretty good with over-unders. But anyway, this week, let's see, who's off this week? The Bears and the Cowboys. But then again, the Cowboys have been off for what? What week we in? 7? They've been off for 6 weeks. So I don't know what we're doing there. All right, we already talked about Cosby possibly going to the Lions. What do you people think about that one? What do you think about Cosby to the Lions? Why not? Give up a couple number ones, man. And Crosby, I know you said, I'm going to be a Raider for life. Dude, you ain't got no fucking shot at no Super Bowl in Vegas anytime soon. There's no time soon where the Super Bowl is going to Vegas. A long way away. So if you really want a bowl and you want a ring, my friend, here's your golden opportunity. Don't be stingy. For once, do it for the love of the game and not for the money. I know, that's so hard to ask when these guys make such little money out there. Prima donnas, man. Fucking donnas. Jets also told, what's his name, Reddick today, that if he wants to look for a trade, he can. Now, Reddick going to Detroit is interesting. That's kind of interesting in its own way. But we'll have to see. And also announced this week, Tua is coming back, but doesn't have an exact date. And I think that is absolutely insanity. You can't do that, man. You got to give this kid a. Again, I said it a couple weeks back. If you haven't seen the shows, go back and listen to, even though the picks or whatever. But there's still you'll get a lot of knowledge about the game too. That you may just go back and check it because I said it. I told you that's how it's going to be. Tua, this is a situation where the Dolphins should just step in and say, "You're off for the rest of the year. Here's your money. Wherever you want to go, go. Don't fly. Keep it low. Take a boat. Take a cruise. Do something. We'll see you next year. We'll take care of this next year." My friend, you need time to heal. Don't come back. Could be one of the worst mistakes in NFL history. And then they have to have that on their heads. So I don't know why anybody would want to do that, especially to a player of that caliber, man. Because he's such a great player, and he's once in a lifetime. But unfortunately, he's fallen into the dark area where so many people don't want to go. So you can only imagine what it's like, the impact on that. So to take the rest of the year off, man. No, there's no reason. Zero reason to come back this year, especially where the team's at right now. You're not going to make that much of a difference. Do the numbers really mean that much? Do the numbers mean more than you being able to remember what your kid's name is, or your wife's name, or whatever's going on? Think, Bubby. Think, man. Please, think. All right, so let's get into Week 6's picks. I think I'm done ranting and bitching and moaning about a couple things. So, just checking my notes, making sure I covered everything I wanted to cover so far. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What do we got going Week 6? We kick it off Thursday night with an interesting game. A very interesting game, to say the least. I just hope that Denver can go in and play like they've been playing for the last 3 weeks and take care of the Saints at home for me. Okay, not the Saints. The Saints they're in trouble, man. They got some issues. So on Thursday night, we're going to take Denver minus the 2.5. The over/under is 37.5. We'll go over with that. Then we move to the wonderful London, across the pond, to my friends over there. Hey, mate. Hey, mate. Okay. Hey, mate. The Jacksonville, they might as well just call them the London Jaguars by now, right? Anyway, look for the Patriots to go across the pond to Abbey Road, plus 5.5. I'll take the Pats. Give me the 5.5. Look for the Pats to knock off the Jags across the pond. 42.5. We're going to go under. I don't see it being a barn burner. I don't see anybody lighting anybody up in that game. That's a real low one. That's a low score. All right, so we got the Pats at minus 5.5, and we are going under 42.5. Then we move on to the regular schedule games. This is that's my upset of the week. It's my upset of the week. First pick right off the bat. Give me the Titans. The line is moved -9. I already had the Titans -8. I'll take the Titans with the -9 over the Bills. Now, 2 things. I think the Titans could beat them. I know I'm nuts. I know I'm out of my fucking mind. I know. But I'm looking at this from a different perspective from the Titans' point of view here. And I hang on to that game. Remember, I'm taking Titans. Give me the 9 points. There's a 41.5 over under, and we are going to take the over in that. I feel this is going to be a game that's going to sway that pendulum for the Jets and help them out, because this is the loss the Bills are going to take that's going to help the Jets. The Titans knocking them off, okay? Remember that. You heard it here. Titans to knock off the Bills. I think Derrick Henry is the difference there. That's the key. Then we move on to another interesting game: the Dolphins and the Colts. I'm taking the Colts because I'm red hot on the Colts. Give me the Colts minus 3.5, 43.5. We're going to go under for that game. Neither team could put up a lot of numbers, so that's a pretty decent kind of a teaser over under. You know, if I was back in my betting days, I would lay off that one. I wouldn't mess with that one. I would still take the Colts minus 3.5 though, for sure. Then we move on to the most interesting game in the morning. Well, out here in California in the morning. Detroit at Minnesota. Wow. You talk about a matchup early on. Now, a lot of things can be here. This could be a playoff preview. Could be an NFC conference championship. Who knows? Could be for the championship. Then that's excluding my Bucks, but I still taking my Bucks all the way to the bowl, especially the way they're playing. I'm happy with my pick with the Bucks going to the Super Bowl. Anyway, I looked this game over from, man, I said back and forth. What I'm doing here is I'm taking the Vikings minus the 2.5 because they're home. I think this is the only thing in Minnesota's actual favor of winning the game is that they're home. So I'm going to take the Vikings minus the 2.5, 49.5 over under. We're going to go over because this could turn into to a big time shootout. Last one with the ball wins. Then we move on to, I guess, what you would call the dumpster bowl, the draft bowl, whatever you want to call it, bowl, because there's a whole lot of bowls going on here, man. We have the Bengals at the Browns. Wow. So basically what I did here is I took a quarter, flipped it. It was heads. Heads was for the Bengals, so give me the Bengals minus 6. Over under is 43.5. We're going to go over there. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm only kidding around with the other thing. Thank you. I just saw a thumbs up. I'm not quite sure what that is, but whoever gave me the thumbs up, thank you very much. And if I missed something right now, I'm sorry because I'm just over focused here pulling this out. But whoever gave me the thumbs up, man, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. There we go. Look at these. Sorry, ticker. Everything turned me off. I seen this big thumb come up, man. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Whoever you were. Say something in the chat so I can get on there. All right. I left off at the Bengals and Browns. Yeah, like I said, there's too much damage there already. And then they just lost Cooper. So I don't know who they're going to throw the ball to. So then we move on to another pretty interesting game. You know, there's a couple of early games that are really interesting. And this one kind of got me. Texans and Packers. Now, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, I've been with the Pack. I like Love. I think he's gonna be all right. But then again, I'm looking on the other side, CJ Stroud, and I'm like, he's my dark horse for the MVP for the year. Wow. And then I looked at the line, 2.5. I was like, you know what? I'll take the Packers minus the 2.5. 47.5 over under. We're gonna go under. I think this is gonna be this would be a game I'd like to watch on TV if I could, but I have to settle for whatever I can get on local and whatever's available on Prime or Max or whatever the hell else is out there. You could just NFL, calm down with everybody, man. Pick a fucking network already. Pick one network so we could pay one fucking subscription and watch games. All right. I know we got the NFL ticket and shit, but you ever see the fucking price of that? Holy shit. All right, so Packers minus 2.5, like I said, and 47.5 over under. We're going under. And then it brings me to the Seattle and the Falcons. I'm taking Seattle minus the 2.5. I'm looking, and the line just moved. The line moved. It's -3. Atlanta -3. So we got Seattle at +2.5. So all right, we're sticking with Seattle with the +3. We'll go with the +3 if we have to. And Seattle's going to take apart. I think they're going to take them apart. This is going to be a blowout game. 50.5 is the over under. We're going to go over. I'm looking for Seattle to put up maybe 40 themselves right there. Then we go on to which used to be a game to look forward to, man, back in the day. You know, anytime the Eagles played the Giants and especially Giant Stadium, man, Summerall and Madden calling the game, man. I'm getting chills just thinking about it, man. It used to be just like, especially this time of the season, man, getting ready when teams are stout. But now you got a crazy Eagle team led by a fucking nutty coach who likes to yell at drunk fans who tell him to run the ball. Then when he runs the ball after the game, goes back and tells the guy, "See, I told you I was going to run the ball." That's all that was, back and forth. By the way, it was him because the guy was drunk, and for the whole second half, he kept yelling, "Run the ball, run the ball." So he finally ran the ball at the end of the game, sealed the game, went back, said, "I told you." So he's fucking nuts. You're talking to drunk fans, dude. You're running a football team. Be professional. And Kiki Hernandez, what the fuck, dude? Are we live? We don't give a fuck. I'm so cool. I just cussed on live TV. No, you're a fucking idiot on live TV, you moron. Stupid idiot. I hope half his wallet is empty after that. They should fine him big time. And you know what? Don't stick another microphone in front of his face for the rest of the year. Tell him to go fuck himself. Tell him we don't give a fuck about you and your interview. How do you feel about that? Fucking idiot. I hate people that are fucking. That's stupid. Anyway, where are we at? All right, Eagles and Giants at Giants Stadium. This line has moved. This line is now -3. I had the Eagles -3.5. You know what? Let's stick with the 3.5. Let's give them Giants a little extra help. So we'll take the Eagles -3.5. 42.5 is the over/under. We'll go over. We'll go over on that one. Next game we got is the Panthers visiting Washington. We got Washington. We're going to take Washington -7.5. 52.5 over/under. We're going to go under because I don't think the Panthers can put points up on Washington, and I don't think Washington's going to score 52 points. Not anytime soon. They're close and capable. Trust me, they could put it up. So that is a little bit of a hairy bet there, taking that under of. I know it's a high number, 52.5, but you got a team that could put some points up. Usually, when that happens, you hope that the other team could put up at least 10 points. 13, you'd be ecstatic, but at least give me 10 from the other team, especially on that number. When you get in the 50s, you got to get 10 out of the team that you're telling you is getting pounded. We move on to the Raiders and Rams. Wow, this is a dumpster fire. I'm going to take the Raiders +6.5, 43.5 over/under. We're going to take the under. Really not much to talk about in that game. I mean, it's just one of them games. As a matter of fact, the line just moved. It is now Rams -7. So we'll take the Raiders +6.5. We don't have to fuck with that one. Then we move on to probably the game of the week that everybody's howling about. 49ers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs visit right down the street here. It's about, if I got on transportation, blah, 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 it take me about an hour to get there to Levi Stadium there. They're absolutely out of their mind what they want for a ticket to watch a football game. So I'll watch it from here. But anyway, looking at the Chiefs on the road for the Niners, that's why I'm going with the Niners. This is a home game. It'll be a little bit difficult for the refs to show up and take control of this game. Being in Levi Stadium, it could be rough there. I wouldn't want to make any fucking crazy calls there. But there's a lot into this game, the history and everything. So it's an interesting game. But give me the 49ers minus the 1.5. 47.5 over/under. We'll take the over. Okay, we're going to go over with that one. And then we go to Sunday night, the big time Sunday night game. Again, once again, spotlight on the Jets. Why is the spotlight on the Jets? Well, they came in and they come back from London, blah, blah, blah. Boom. New quarterback. New coach. Boom. Monday Night Football. Boom. Against the division rival, the Bills. Boom. You lose the game. Boom. Next day you sign, you get Devontae Adams. Boom. You're right back on prime time on Sunday night. And you're going into Pittsburgh. Sounds like a daunting task for the Jets. Well, maybe the Jets of old. But now the Jets are adding, it's like they're putting new spark plugs in an engine. No, I'm probably dating myself talking about spark plugs, but yeah, we used to change them back in the day. It looks like they're changing spark plugs, man, right now. And I think one or two more moves, and they have to be in the coaching. Has to be coaching right now. Has to be coaching. Can't put this all on the players, man. Somebody's got to step up, take some responsibility in that coaching staff. Coaching staff has got to get together, especially the offense, man. Let's make sure we're all on a page or cut Rodgers loose. Just let him go. Just let the guy go. All right? Especially with the history book of him and Adams, man. I heard it today. I was astonished at the numbers, man. I try to memorize some of them. I can't. But I can tell you right now, Rodgers, I think one of the facts was third down. What him and Adams are on third in certain situations is it's what? And also they're the leading quarterback wide receiver tandem for combined touchdowns right now in the game. They have a total of, I think I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard the number of 59. They've combined it for 59 touchdowns, those two. And, being separated for a little while, now they're back together. I mean, I don't know. Batman and Robin, who the hell knows? Maybe this is what they need. But with all that being said, I originally took Pittsburgh for the Sunday night game. And I was going to give up the point, which is now moved to a 1.5. Then after all the news hit, I said, you know what? I'm sticking with the Jets. So we're going to take the Jets minus. Let's take the -1, man. This hook is just, it's been killing us. I don't know. So we'll take the Jets. Either way, we got the Jets minus the 1 point. And then you have an over of under of 37.5. This is going to be a struggle. This is going to be a militant coach game. And you're going to have Tomlin on one side, the genius, and then you're going to have this other guy on the other side just trying to prove his point, which can give you the formula for probably one of the best games of the year. We'll find out when we go in. But look for the Jets. Get back on track this week. So Jets plus where am I at? Jets -1, 37.5 in the under. Then we move to the doubleheader of Monday night. And of course, my boys are back in prime time. And they're home and they've got themselves a task in front of them. They got the Baltimore Ravens coming in. Now, back in the day with the Tampa Bay defense, when it was more solidified, we were so fast on the edges that we didn't sweat guys like Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham. We didn't fear the quarterback that can get out and get loose because we were so fast on the edges. But we're not there right now. And this kid, he's a little bit different. So we have to make serious adjustments. I think Tampa could make these adjustments. Again, the edge being home against Baltimore. This man, thank the NFL God scheduling. Wow, because this is a gift. If this game was in Baltimore, I would have to seriously consider taking Baltimore. But we got the Bucks plus 3.5, 48.5 over under, and we're going to take the over in this game. So I'm looking for the Bucks to put the Ravens down, man. So let's see what happens there. This defense just needs a couple more little minute adjustments, just a couple tweaks here and there, and then we're going to be fine. We've got to shut the middle down, especially against this cat. Or this cat, he'll eat you up worse than what's his name did a couple weeks ago. I'm not even going to say his name because it disgusts me. But we all know who I'm talking about. He lit it up, man. And most of that was right over the middle with shit. Just like, what are you doing, guys? You can't do that against this guy for two reasons. One, if it's really not there, he sees a hole, he's gone. So look for Tampa to have some interesting combinations. Probably a lot of blitzing on him, especially coming from the outside to kind of contain him to that middle. So maybe I should be coaching this game. Anyway, we're looking for Tampa to put up a big W. This is a big game. This is a big game for Tampa as far as I'm concerned. This could be one of our biggest games of the year. Beating Baltimore would definitely solidify us as, hey, we're fucking for real, which I already know we are. It's just a great test for us, and I'm looking forward to it, and I think we can handle it. And then the second game of that Monday night wonderful doubleheader. We have the Chargers in Arizona. So we're going to take the Chargers minus 2.5. Over under is 43.5. So I said that went up a whole point. It went up a point. 44.5 here. I got 43.5. Well, 43.5. We're taking the over anyway, so it doesn't matter right there. Chicago and Dallas are your teams that are off. Looking forward to week 8 is a full slate. There is no buys. So we got a big week of football next week. Not in week 8 I'm talking about. But as far as week 7 goes, very interesting, man. There's a lot of cool games. Like I said, a lot of big games. Don't forget I got the Titans. Pretty upset. I'm hoping Denver can pull off a win, especially against my rival Saints. You could almost put them to sleep with it. You could almost put them to sleep with another loss. Tampa comes right back against, they got the Ravens, and bam, we got right back, and we come back against, I think it's Atlanta, man, the following week. Yeah, we got Atlanta at home in week 8. So, like I said, man, focusing in on the Buck game, big game. The London game, like I said, the Pats and the London Jaguars. The Pats are enough to hang with you, man, but they're not going to put you away. So it is what it is. We've been hot with the Colts all year, so we're staying with the Colts. Pack is always been good to me, so I'm going to stick with the Pack, like I said. So a couple of interesting games, but the Niner game, Kansas City, that's where all your hype is going to be. So yeah, again, great week of football coming up. Like I said, great week of football coming up. I'm just double checking news, make sure nobody went anywhere. Oh, yeah. By the way, Brady was approved to be a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. So Brady is now officially a minority team owner, and he chose the Raiders. There you go. If that means anything. Yeah, nothing. Okay, everybody's good. Yep, Adams. Okay. Well, the Vikings land acres in a trade with the Texans, so there's another one. Okay, that's it. I don't see anything else. So probably, I'm sure over the next couple of days, some interesting shit will start happening. I'm sure of that for sure. But yeah. So there's the week 7 picks. They've been up there for a minute, scrolling away. Like I said, if you're just stopping in, just finding us, doing whatever, I appreciate you stopping by and saying, hey, get this to work. Nice. There we go. All right, there we go. So, like I said, all right. Yeah, so there you have it. The week 6 recap, week 7 picks, some NFL news, a little chatter about this and that, thing. I did go off on Boone a little bit at the beginning of the show, in case you missed it. I have no idea why he had that kid in. There was no reason for that kid to come into that game to finish it off. He gave him 5 outs last night, now another 3. Even though there's a day off, man, you don't want to burn this kid, man. Anyway, Boone forever a moron. Boone forever a moron. I guarantee it. So anyway, we're gonna get. So if you're just getting in, like I said, if you're just getting in, say hello in the chat, drop a line, like, follow, let us know how we're doing, let us know where you're from, who you are, where you came from, and all the other happy horse shit. Put your picks in there if you want. I invite everybody every week to go into the comments or in the live chat or whatever, or rant, whatever, and put your picks in. Let's go. You know, we could do it. The second half of the season is really not that far away. I mean, we're already at week 7, man. We're already at week 7. Before you know it, man, it's going to be the Thanksgiving Day games, man. It's just this is such a cool time. Sports, man. Hockey's kicking off. Baseball is going into the postseason. NASCAR is winding down with their playoffs. Just so much shit happening, man. WWE's getting ready to go to the Crown Jewel. It's just good. It's really cool. There's a lot of sports at this time of year, man. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of shit to rap about. But mostly, I got into it last week where I kept running late. Maybe made an announcement I was coming on, couldn't get on because of whatever reasons. But it looks like Tuesday night. Right now it's 8:30 Pacific time when I started, which is 11:30 on the East Coast. What I'm going to try to do is we're going to try to bump it up. We're going to try to go at 7:30 from now on Tuesdays and stick to that schedule. So the first show that's guaranteed a time spot right here on the third floor. You're hearing it now. So we will be live every Tuesday night, 7:30 Pacific time. Now it could be 7:35 or 7:40. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get some stuff going or whatever, but that's what we're going to do. So we wanted to start being solid and consistent so we can make it easier to attract an audience, get more people in here, maybe get some interaction, maybe get some live chat going and stuff like that. That's what we're here for. The numbers are awesome here on Rumble. The numbers are good on YouTube. I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, please. I'm real close to a goal number on my subscriptions on YouTube. Here on Rumble, starting to get followers. It's not easy getting followers for every reason and not easy getting likes, but the numbers are there. Check the numbers, look at the analytics. So everything seems to be fine with the show, and we're attracting people because it looks like people are coming back and checking it out here and there. So if you're here, like I said, like, share, follow, do all that fun stuff for me. I really appreciate it. If you could help the show, I'd even, that would be great. There's Cash App and PayPal. That's in the descriptions. Really appreciate it. But like I was saying, it seems that being inconsistent when you do the show, you're doing it on one night. One week you do it Tuesday, next week you're doing it on a Thursday or Tuesday night, 7:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Pacific time, which is 10:30 on the East Coast, Central time and Mountain time. So wherever you're watching from, the mountains of West Virginia or the mountains of Montana or the canyons in Utah. If you're out here in California where I am, in lovely Berkeley, California, where it was absolutely gorgeous today. Today was a really nice day. Beautiful outside, sunshine and everything. Wherever you're from, man, we want to know. So we encourage it. But yes, Tuesday night is going to be our time slot for the NFL recap week and pick week and other NFL news and probably some other important stuff to talk about as far as sports goes. Okay, that's where we're at. We're going to be adding other shows into other time slots on other days, which is what you want to do if you want to establish yourself. So I encourage you guys to hit the follow, hit the subscribe, notify the bell, everything, whatever you need to do so you know when we're coming on. Because the more we come on, the more comfortable we get here, the better the show is going to get. Now, with that being said, I could show you all the equipment I have around me. And 80% of it is not hooked up because I don't know how to hook it up. And every time I try to do something, it just don't work. For instance, I'm trying to figure out how I could split the screen. So I could be on one side and show you guys graphs and stuff and other things like that to make it even more entertaining. But I just can't seem to get anybody to sit down and help me out. So we're working on that too. I went to YouTube videos and they talk to you like you're Elon Musk and you know exactly what. Forget that. So be patient. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we love bringing it to you. I mean, we really do. We enjoy being here and spouting all this shit and getting into the picks and talking sports and everything. And like I said, the more shows with different types of content are coming, and they will be in a certain time slot too, because I feel like it's being on Rumble. I have to be a lot more professional than I am on YouTube, because YouTube just right now is YouTube's a joke right now. I mean, it's hard to say anything, do anything, put anything up, play anything. So it's sketchy right now. So thank God for Rumble. Thank God for X. I'm also on X too. I gotta get my X link in there for you people, so you can follow me on X, because I'm kind of an idiot on X also, as it may be. So again, man, we really, really appreciate people dropping in. I see there's people here. Hey man, where you from? Where you at? Man, drop it in the live chat. Say hello. Put your picks in there for this week. You know, like I said, interact. We want to start that. You know, I don't know what it might take to get you guys fire under your ass to start interacting with us here on the channel, but eventually it's going to happen where we can get some more, even more content to the show, where we're interacting with each other and talking back and forth with sports. Look, I've been in the game since 1970. I've been a Yankee fan since 1970. I've been a Bucks fan since 1976 when they came into the league. I seen shit. I've been in shit. I seen history. I've been a part of history. I traveled with the Dead for the 80s. You know, I put over 200 shows under my belt of just the Grateful Dead plus everything else. I rocked the 80s. I rolled in the 90s and got married in the 2000s. No, I was married in the 90s, but everything else like the 90s, man, got divorced. But yeah, so I've seen it. My knowledge of sports is vast. I pick a lot of stuff off the top of my head and remember a lot of shit. Sometimes can't remember a lot of names, but I'll tell you how it happened and when it happened. And that goes from NASCAR, hockey, baseball, football, my passion. NASCAR, especially wrestling, man. You guys want to talk wrestling? I can talk wrestling all fucking night long, man. Wrestling used to be part of my hometown. My hometown growing up in the 70s and into the early 80s, there was a show every month at Convention Hall. And our show that we were seeing, now that, you know, I'm educated in wrestling, I didn't know what I was seeing then, but what I was seeing was the warm-up show for the big Madison Square Garden show, which was the following week. So we were the warm-up just before they went into the Garden. So, I mean, I know everybody that's in that Hall of Fame. I've seen them wrestle. I'll go back a long time. Haystacks, Ernie Ladd and stuff. I've met so many wrestlers in my day. See, the promoter who used to get the wrestling there into Asbury Park was really good friends with a friend of the family's, Billy Dello, God rest his soul. But Billy Dello would book the WWF through McMahon Sr. And, you know, I seen Vince running. I didn't know who he was at that point, but I knew who he was, seeing him running around, because there's just certain people. Gary Michael Capetta was the ring announcer, as a matter of fact. I used to say hello to his grandmother in the wheelchair every time. Sat ringside for all that shit, too. So anyway, being as I said, that's how, you know, going into talk of wrestling, I get into a whole personal thing, plus everything I've seen. I even worked at an event in Las Vegas. I did the No Way Out. I did the No Way Out where it was Stone Cold versus Triple H. The 2 out of 3 bouts, but Triple H beat him in the first 2 or something. It was a cage match, regular match, and then some other kind of fucking match. Yeah, I mean, I didn't miss my uncle Jerry would take me to opening day at Yankee Stadium every year, and that started in 1970. And our last home game together was 1995. 95 was the last home game I went to. So I put in 25 years of opening day at Yankee Stadium. Um, just an amazing run. I've been to Giant Stadium a couple times for some football games, mostly for concerts though. Ton of Ranger games at the Guard, ton of Devil games at the Brendan Byrne Arena. That's really going back when it was the Brendan Byrne Arena. But anyway, yeah, we want to get some interaction here. So, like I said, the more we interact, the more we bring you, the more entertainment I bring you. You know, it'll be a great time. Especially we get some regulars who want to hang out in here and chill out too. Usually I'm getting stoned right now, but I decided to go on this one now. But anyway, with that being said, I really appreciate everybody that came in and spotted the show, hung out, got to listen to a little bit of it, and I encourage you, please follow, like, share, rant, rave, whatever you got to do. And then, like I said, Tuesday night, 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 on the East Coast, we will be doing our weekly recap week and our pick week. And like I said, we'll throw in some other news and other stuff like that there. And again, feel free, man. Hit the comments if you come in after this. If you see it, on a replay or whatever. Hey, please leave a comment. We get back to you. We'll get back to you. All the information, all the links, everything is in the descriptions. And again, like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe. Like I said, I'm close to the subscription goal. And if you're here on Rumble, man, please like, follow, leave a comment, and yeah. So we're gonna get out of here. And again, really appreciate everybody for stopping by. And we'll be seeing you. Let's see. Tomorrow the Yankees are off. The Yankees play Thursday. So Thursday night after the Yankee game, we'll do a Yankee game recap, and then we'll dive in deep to the Major League playoffs, because a lot of things will be set up like that. There'll be some storylines and set. So we'll let tomorrow roll. We'll let the Yankees get to Cleveland. We'll let them play a game, and the Mets get another game in. So it should be pretty cool. So look for us on Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. After the Yankee game, whatever time the Yankee game's over, I'll send a message out and comment. I'll send a message out, or I'll post it to let you know when we're going to go on. So maybe you don't want to miss that one, because again, this is just football. We get to talk baseball. It's even better than this. It's even more intriguing than this, and hopefully get you guys involved, man. So I don't know what to do. Got to get you guys involved. So come on, man. Hit the like, hit the follow, hit the share, hit the fucking subscribe, whatever the hell's over there on YouTube and whatever here on Rumble, man. Hit it up, man. Because we're gonna keep coming at you, man. We'll grow on you. We'll grow on you. Especially when I learn how to do things with this thing over here, my sound thing over here, my microphone thing over here, a little bit different lighting. We're gonna be fine. But we need you. So if you can help with the show, that's even more. That would be even better. That would be more appreciated than anything. Showing up, liking, follow, those are number one. But if you could help the show, man, the gratitude is out there, and I love each and every one of you that can help and will help or would help. So let's keep it going, people. Like I said, next NFL show is next Tuesday night, 7:30. West Coast, 10:30 Eastern time. And then this Thursday night, which is the 17th, right after the Yankee game, we'll be on live, and we'll talk about the Yankee game and the Mets and Dodgers series, and we'll get into some other stuff. I think you will enjoy that show, because it's so much easier to go off on baseball than it is football. Football, I mean, you can go off, but it's one game, and you got a week in between, so you only got that to talk about. Baseball is like every fucking night you got a different thing to talk about, like, especially like tonight with Boone and his bonehead bringing the kid in to pitch when he doesn't even need him to pitch, and then he blows the kid's ERA that he's got going of 0 because he gave up a freaking home run to Lullaby Boy. Anyway, see, come on. I'll finish all this ranting about that on Thursday, right after the Yankee game. So look for that. please. Again, I see there's a bunch of yous in here. I thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate the hit the like. I appreciate you if you hit the follow. And like I said, if you could help the show, thank you, man. That's big too. And all that's in the descriptions of the show. So until next time, remember, before you come up to the third floor, remember to bowl up, remember to bong up, and then beam up to the third floor. We'll be hanging out, just waiting on you, hanging out in time and space. Peace, people.